Just doing a quick vlog before bed. I think I've wanted to record for a while, and there's been days when I've just not been able to, with circumstances outside of my control, and there's been days where I could have recorded, but perhaps I just didn't have the energy to, and been trying to listen to my energy and mood to make sure I'm not pushing myself to do things that may be detrimental to my health. So even though part of me has wanted to record and to share, but there's been also a little voice to say that it may be too much to do or take too much out of me. But it's close to my bedtime now, so I'm gonna, maybe it forces me to just make this short. And I thought it might break the ice for me to vlog more. So I definitely want to talk more about my autistic symptoms and how it affects daily life, especially to do with mood, and this may feel dark as well, but also just how I guess there's a greater awareness about people who maybe in different communities, especially the autistic community, where I think there was a statistic about suicide and about their high levels. Within this community, and that's been on my mind a bit, just because of my feeling quite worn down by the symptoms every day and how it affects so much. Also, I'll mention it now, but it'd be good to talk about relationships and intimacy as well, which is a tough subject to talk about, but maybe it's useful, and that's related to trauma and the lack of, I guess, in my life. So I'm not sure if I'll maybe it'd be helpful to do them in separate vlogs, so it's its own containment. Maybe also an update on PIP as well, what's going on with that. But yeah, it's just more just checking in, really. So there's a few things that would be good to delve into a bit more, that's affecting me, and that would be good for me to kind of talk about. Some of the things I'm not sure how that will go, if I'll be too embarrassed or too ashamed, or but I feel like it's important subjects. I'm sure other people are going through circumstances like that, so that's what kind of also makes me want to talk about it, so to help others in a way to feel like, oh, okay, there can be some resonance, or that I'm not alone in this, someone is watching, and that it relates to them. So yeah, I'll see how I'm feeling, because it feels like I'll be quite vulnerable talking about that stuff, but overall it's hard to say how I'm doing, really, because I don't feel like I'm doing well in one sense, but I'm also not doing really badly. These are not probably useful words to phrase it in my day-to-day, but yeah, think there's an aspect of lowness, of emptiness in my day, and just an aspect of just trying to get by, I think. Just managing things, getting by, and not engaging with life. I've said this before, and it's funny as I'm talking about this now, it's so different for me to think about this in my head than try and verbalize it. It feels like it's coming out really like thick and clumsy and not clear, and I'm losing sort of the thoughts get lost as I try and verbalize them, how I want to articulate. So that's frustrating. And maybe I'll touch upon sleep as I'm about to go to sleep. It's still been difficult. I'm still in a difficult sleep phase. It's like the worst sleep I've had in my life. So I've had various bouts of difficult sleep, and consistently waking up in the early hours, at the latest sometimes at 5 o'clock, often at 3 or 4. Last night I woke up at 2. I've struggled to almost have a full night's sleep. It's often quite broken on a regular basis. And it's weird in some ways. I've gotten used to it really. When I wake up, before it'd be like a big contrast. When I haven't slept, I'd feel like so much more tired, or I'd really feel it. But now, because it's every day, so it's kind of almost becoming normal. And often I've noticed after lunchtime I've just felt extremely tired and sleepy, and I wonder how much that's to do with everything, with my lack of sleep, with and having food as well. But as usual, my mind has gone blank. Lots of floating ideas, but they're out of reach, and maybe that's a good thing, because I was just wanting to check in a little bit. So these are the things kind of on my mind that I listed before. Maybe mention a positive thing. I've been doing a bit more reading, as some days I've not been able to read at all. I've tried to read something and it just wasn't processing. So on the days that I can read, that's a bonus. I'm reading a book called The Notekeeper at the moment. So it's about a nurse who takes notes from dying patients and records sort of the messages they want to leave their loved ones before they go. So it's an interesting sort of premise of a book. So she was a hospice worker, and I did have an idea to write a novel about a hospice worker and that sort of job, and talk a little bit about sort of afterlife or people's beliefs, or I still haven't I think I've not fully given up on writing, but I've kind of had to accept that it's not possible to write really at the moment. I've sort of come into terms with that. haven't fully closed the door on it, just because you never know how things can improve. And also, if I've tried to almost play in my mind that if I just want to write a scene that may be out of context of a story, or it might just be a scene of something I wanted to write, then maybe to try and be open to that. Often I quite like to have things contained, so if I write, I want it to be towards a novel or a story or some kind of completed thing. So maybe if I do write a random scene of something, I don't know, and maybe just be comfortable with the uncertainty, whether that turns into something or doesn't. It feels like that's all I have to work with at the moment. Yeah, I'm going to get ready for bed, and maybe I'll see if I'm able to record tomorrow. I feel like it would be good to record a little bit more.